Corvette Hop, and first off, thank you for watching the channel. Today we're going to work on the hood alignment of this 1969 Corvette. We're going to work on the front alignment, the rear alignment, and the sides. We're going to try to get the hood as near perfect as possible, but remember, it is a 50-year-old car, so let's do our best. With that, let's go ahead and get started. We have several problems with this car hood alignment. One of the problems is the front nose of the hood is too high. We may not be able to do anything with this problem because of the radiator core alignment. You can see here how the front of the nose of the hood is higher than the nose of the car. We're going to do our best to decrease this gap as much as possible. Look how close the lines are to the passenger side of the hood compared to the fender. In fact, it's actually touching the fender. Now, on the driver's side, the hood and the fender has a big gap between the two. Clearly, some adjustments can be made. We're going to do our best to even the two out so that the fender and the hood on the passenger side are not actually rubbing. Once we do that, we're going to do some adjustments on the hood latch lock release bracket. Now this is very important. If not adjusted correctly, the hood could be actually locked and you can't get it open. We have a special tool to help us with that process. One of the first things I'm going to do is remove both hood latch lock release brackets. Now this will allow me to adjust the hood without any restriction. Use a 1/2-inch socket to remove the two nuts holding down the bracket. I decided to go ahead and use some painter's tape to mark where the brackets are currently located. I'm going to use a special tool for alignment anyways, however this will just help me get a faster start. And this is just a close-up view of the bracket. We're going to go ahead and set it aside. And now let's go ahead and remove the driver's side hood latch bracket. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and mark the bracket position with some painter's tape. Now this bracket has a hood release cable attached to it. So I'm simply just going to tuck it into the fender well just to kind of put it out of the way so that when I close the hood it doesn't interfere with anything. Now I can close the hood without any resistance from the hood latch lock release bracket. This of course will allow me to make adjustments on the hood without worrying about not being able to open the hood. Next, go ahead and put some tape around the hood hinges. Put tape around the left and the right hinge. The tape will allow us to see our starting point in case we get way off alignment. Next, I used a 13mm ratchet to loosen the two bolts on the passenger side of the hood hinge. The two bolts are located right here. Once the hinge is loose, I can adjust the passenger side of the hood by moving it up or down. Once the bolts are loose, I'm able to adjust up or down with my left hand on the hood. Then I simply just tighten the bolts back up again. Once tightened, go ahead and move to the driver's side of the hood. Once again, loosen both bolts on the hinge while holding the hood firm so it doesn't slip. Make adjustments and retighten both bolts. I went ahead and closed the hood. Looks like I got the left side looking pretty good and the right side. We're now going to work on the nose. If the front of the hood is still raised up a little bit, there is a way to bring up the nose of the hood of the C3 Corvette up slightly. It'll bring it up about 1/4 inch. There's a rod from the bottom of the radiator to the front nose support that can be adjusted. You can pull it in or pull it out and maybe put some washers in there, and then I should bring the nose of the car up a little bit. I'll show you where that's at. It's actually right down in this area here. Let's take a look at that. If you look down here and right there is the rod. You will see that I have a couple washers on it, about 4 washers on this side, and that's to bring the nose up a little bit. It only brought it up about maybe 1/4 inch at the most. And all that does is bring the nose of the Corvette slightly up. Now go ahead and reinstall both hood latches. However, do not tighten down the nuts. We're going to make some adjustments first. We are using a couple of things. We have the hood adjustment tool, which was ordered through C3 Corvette. This is what it looks like. Notice the hole here for the slot on the base of the hood mount. And that was ordered from C3 Corvette, part number 455585. We also have some spacers that are ordered for under the hood. And this is part number 120283, and that was also ordered at C3 Corvette. And I have one installed right over here. That's what that looks like. This hood tool goes right up here just like this into the slot. Go ahead and install the hood latch tool into the upper portion of the hood latch. Now I'll simply close the hood with the tool installed and align the latch. So as you can see, it goes right on. Just readjust the latch till it's centered right into the hole. Do the same for both sides. This is much easier than taking the risk of getting it not adjusted correctly and locking the hood. Now simply install the tool on the driver's side and readjust everything the same as we did on the passenger side. Next, go ahead and tighten down the nuts on both latches. Go ahead and remove the hood latch tool. Now let's go ahead and close and open the hood a couple of times to make sure that the hood release operation is correct. I would say we hit those marks right on target. I cannot overemphasize how easy it was to use the hood adjustment tool. It saved me a lot of time. There is a way to make two more adjustments on the back side of the hood if it doesn't align correctly against the grille. I'll show you how to do that. The goal, of course, is to make this area right here as flush as possible with the grille. So the back of the hood and the grille as flush as possible. Let me go ahead and show you those two methods. One, these adjustment screws right here, there's one on each side, one here and one over here. You can simply screw them in and out, and that will allow the hood, the back end of the hood, to adjust up and down. Simply go down or up on both sides. Another way is to lift the grille up a little bit by using washers or shims up under the screw mounts. 2, 4, 6, 8 screws. Simply put them under and then attach it with the screws. This is what the washers look like underneath the grille. I simply spaced out the washers. That way I can get a nice, even, flush look all the way around the grille. Notice how well I got it aligned. That was only possible due to the washers. This actually turned out near perfect. Now I'm simply going to close the hood and see how it aligns with the back of the hood. Now this did not turn out bad at all. Probably better than it was when it first came out of the manufacturer. I'm actually very pleased with this. There's a line on this side looking pretty good. As you can see, the nose is still up slightly, but I'm okay with that. Much better than it was before. Over here on the right side, still a little gap at the end, but not bad. The height here is almost perfect with the shims that I put in here and the adjustment that I made on the back of the hood. Now I would call this mission accomplished. With that, I hope you learned something and enjoyed the channel. Go ahead and subscribe right here. And hey, keep those cars on the road.